This is KHQ Nonstop Local at 11. This is breaking news.
Hundreds of people in Spokane County forced out of their homes tonight as wildfires continue to leave a path of destruction. You're looking at the latest evacuation map for the Gray Fire burning in Medical Lake. Level 3 Go Now is in effect from Granger Boulevard to I-90 in Harrison. And here's a look at the evacuations currently underway for the Oregon fire. We're told some of these are simply out of caution. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm John Webb. More than 300 structures, including homes, garages, and shops, now reduced to rubble. 3 wildfires burning across eastern Washington, prompting an unhealthy air quality around the city of Spokane. Let's start first with the Gray Fire. The latest numbers from the Washington DNR says the fire has burned 9,500 acres and is 0% contained, but 10% lined. More than 180 homes and buildings have been completely destroyed. In the community of Elk, firefighters from several nearby counties are helping there. The fire has burned more than 8,200 acres and is 0% contained. The thick smoke and air quality stopping planes and helicopters from dropping water. And for the town of Winona, the news is getting better. Right now, the fire there, it's 40% contained. One home and dozens of buildings were completely destroyed. It also destroyed a train trestle, which is impacting farmers with their grain crop. Several miles of I-90 remain closed tonight in both directions, and here's why. The flames and smoke creating problems for drivers around the Medical Lake area. A live look at I-90 right now, and quite an unusual sight not to see any traffic moving. Westbound 90 is closed from State Route 2 to Sprague, and eastbound is closed from Sprague to Four Lakes. State Routes 902 and 904 are also shut down. And if you spent any time outdoors today, you notice that the air quality was certainly unhealthy. All the wildfire smoke taking hold over most of the inland Northwest. So will we see this again tomorrow, or is there any relief on the way? Ava Wainhouse joining us in the Weather Center with that answer. Ava?
Yeah, John, we're looking at this as if we are going to be under that very hazardous air quality as we get you into your Sunday. It's not clearing up just yet. Air quality right now, we're seeing some improvement for the rest of the country, but here at home, it is widespread hazardous, unhealthy conditions out there. Very, very dense smoke. This is unhealthy for whoever you are, young and healthy, old and unhealthy. This is not good air quality to be outside in. So please stay inside for as long as you can. You can see this dark burgundy color and that purple. That is hazardous, completely hazardous. And we are spread around with that unhealthy range as well, that bright red color. Some pockets of green down toward Grangeville, some yellow over toward the Panhandle in Montana and parts of eastern Oregon. But a lot of us are seeing that hazardous, unhealthy range that's going as far as the Cascades. This air quality alert is going to remain in place until further notice. This is for the large Northwest. We are under this again until further notice, and that smoke is especially dense near all of those wildfires. We just really want to make sure that we are reducing our time outdoors as much as we can, setting that futurecast into motion for our smoke conditions. Extensively dense smoke sticking around into our Sunday morning, clearing up a little bit through western Montana, parts of the Panhandle. Here in Spokane, west of us, east of us, north, down south toward Oregon, still very unhealthy, but some relief is on the way. Some rain possibly by Monday, thanks to Hurricane Hillary. I'll have those details when I see you back here in just a few minutes.
We'll be watching for that, Ava. Thank you. And for those who don't have a place to avoid the unhealthy air quality, the Trent Center has opened a safe air center. It's located on East Trent Avenue here in Spokane. The center opens whenever the air quality index is 201 or above. The STA Plaza in downtown will also be open from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m.
Because of the active fires and the destruction that is actively going on in our community, I'm here to ask and request that the Board of County Commissioners declare a state of emergency for Spokane County.
And that's exactly what Spokane County Commissioners have done. An emergency meeting was held this afternoon. The county-wide emergency speeds up the process to get the necessary funding and resources. Those include more firefighters along with fire trucks and airplanes to put out those fires. Governor Jay Inslee also issuing a state of emergency for the multiple wildfires burning across Washington state. This means the State Emergency Operations Center has been opened and more resources will be given to not only fight the fires, but help the victims as well. It will also help in getting more federal resources to here, Spokane County. And tonight, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office says if you know of anyone in the Medical Lake area and you haven't been able to reach out to them, you should call Crime Check. That number on your screen, that's 509-456-2233. Well, the devastation from the Gray Fire alone is tough to look at. Ashes, burned wood, and bricks is now all that remains for some communities in Medical Lake. While it's emotional for adults, for children, it's even harder. Our Bradley Warren talked to one child who watched 3 houses burn as his family escaped.
Joining you right now on the fire line, I'm just a few feet away from where that line actually starts and where fire crews right now are battling this blaze like an all-out war. I've been speaking with crews throughout the course of the day. I've actually been on the other side of the fire line with them. The destruction and the devastation is widespread. I talked to one man who lost everything. His whole neighborhood was lucky enough to save one truck that had a lot of his equipment in it. He's a contractor. Some were not as lucky as him. They didn't get anything at all, but one very young boy that I spoke with by the name of Caleb, he told me he's just grateful to be okay.
It was scary. I was shaking. My mom was crying. My dad was starting to cry because we don't want to watch our house go up in flames. We have so many memories in that house.
Well, we're happy you're okay. Anything else you want to say to people?
Stay safe.
So I've been spending some time with my own family out here in Cheney on Fish Lake today, watching helicopters actually scoop up water and then take it to the line. Early in the day when I was speaking with the sheriff and fire command, they were telling us that they were concerned that fire crews would not be able to assist today because of visibility. So they're asking you right now to heed their warning, evacuate if you're under those evacuation notices, and follow what they are asking you to do. More information about those evacuations can be found on our website, nonstoplocal.com. But for now, reporting in Cheney, I'm Bradley Warren, sending it back to you in the studio.
Just unbelievable. Thank you, Bradley. More than 100 people packing the evacuation shelter at Spokane Falls Community College because of the evacuations caused by the Gray Fire. This is the second location since the fire began. Originally, it was at Cheney High School, but because it's on the edge of the level 3 evacuation zone and its size, it was moved. The Red Cross says it only needs cash donations right now. It adds the number will dwindle as people find places to stay or connect with family. To the north, near Elk, dozens of homes and buildings are no more. Dozens of people taking advantage of the evacuation shelter at Riverside High School. One woman there watched her own house burn down. Our Clyde Chalk spoke to her as she works out to figure what comes next.
Here at Riverside High School, and you lost everything.
Yeah, my house was still standing last night when they first evacuated us, and then I went up there this morning to grab my laptop, and I was just it was really smoky over in that area, and I just kind of hung out, and I watched as my house burned down.
What was running through your mind?
Mostly my kids' pictures and the kids' school projects and all that stuff I'd saved for years and years and years. It's all gone. Can't get any of that back.
What are you going to do now?
My insurance is going to put me up in a hotel in Spokane Valley. I actually work out there as a nurse. So maybe I'll go to work and take my mind off everything.
You came here to get a toothbrush. You don't have anything.
I have nothing. Yep. And some lotion.
Just heartbreaking. Well, the Orchid Road fire forcing the North County Solid Waste Transfer Station to shut down. The station, located along Elk Chatterway Road, is near the evacuation zone. 2 other stations in Spokane Valley and Spokane are not affected. While I-90 is closed, the smoke isn't causing any problems at the Spokane International Airport. We checked today and did not see any flights delayed or canceled. STA also says the bad air isn't impacting its bus routes. And the Winona fire in Whitman County is estimated at 3,000 acres with no containment. But crews say they have the upper hand on the blaze. The entire town of Winona had to evacuate, but that level 3 notice has now been lowered to level 1 for at least 24 hours. A Red Cross shelter is at St. John and Endicott Elementary and Middle Schools. Those living in Hayden will be able to get more information tomorrow about the Ridge Creek fire. A community meeting is set for 3:30 at the Athol Community Center located on 3rd Street. We know the fire has burned more than 4,000 acres and is still 12% contained. Level 1 evacuation notices remain in effect for Bunko Road and Hayden Lake. The Buckskin 2 fire burning south of Clark Fork is now 55% contained. So far, more than 240 acres have been charred. 170 firefighters are working to put out the flames. The cause of this fire remaining under investigation tonight. Several Forest Service roads in the area are still shut down. And we've been receiving dozens of phone calls and emails asking how you can donate. Well, there are several organizations and businesses helping the fire victims. The Red Cross is asking for cash only. We mentioned that earlier, while others are collecting supplies. We have all of the information up on our website. That's nonstoplocal.com. And Nonstop Local KHQ is partnering with 3 local community groups to help those affected by these wildfires. We're opening our Connect Center from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. this coming Monday. We're teaming up with Washington Trust Bank and Giving Back Spokane to answer your calls and take your donations. Those will go to the Innovia Foundation to help people affected. And if you don't want to wait to donate, you can go to nonstoplocal.com and click on the Wildfire Recovery Fund. Wildfires also causing big problems in Canada. A state of emergency is in effect in the Canadian province of British Columbia as officials warn the wildfires are rapidly spreading. The number of homes under evacuation orders more than tripled to 15,000. Numerous fires across the province are threatening communities. Time for a quick break. We're back right after this. Thank you for being with us tonight. We are taking a brief moment to break away from the fire coverage to bring you some other headlines of the day. People rushing to the aid of a person drowning in the Spokane River. It was just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Officers got a call about a person drowning at Riverfront Park. Firefighters and EMS crews quickly arrived and brought the person to the hospital. No other details are being released. 2 people in jail tonight after what Othello police describe as a gang-related shooting. It happened around 8:30 last night. Officers say right after the shooting, the gunman and the driver of the car took off. Well, they were found hours later in Moses Lake. Both remain in jail tonight, facing charges of assault and drive-by shooting. A live look in San Diego tonight, where Hurricane Hillary is set to come ashore in just hours. The storm is expected to bring heavy rain and even tornadoes. At last check, Hillary is now a Category 2 hurricane. That's dropped significantly from yesterday. And as you can imagine, grocery store shelves are bare all the way up to Los Angeles, and others are bagging sand and placing it around their homes. FEMA is already in position ahead of the storm's arrival. No tropical storm has made landfall since 1939. Can you believe this?
Yeah,
just wild weather we're having.
We are, and it's scary situations down there. We're getting the complete opposite of that. We're getting fire coverage, and they're getting just so much rain and winds, and yeah, the complete just northwest, southwest. We're under some severe weather right now, for sure. And
hopefully some rain, though, coming soon.
Hopefully the rain to help us out. Yeah, we are tracking that. So today, take a look at that. Headlines across Spokane. Usually it is clear out there, and usually we can't really see much because it's in night mode, our cameras. It's so dark out there. But because of all of this smoke and this haze, you can just see how hazy it is, how thick that smoke is. Very unhealthy conditions out there as we take a live look over Riverfront Park. Those headlines across Spokane show tonight. We are expecting this widespread smoke to stick around. Very unhealthy conditions for us tomorrow. That hazardous air quality sticking around well into our Sunday and our Sunday night. We are hoping to stay inside as much as we can, no matter what your conditions are, healthy or not, old or not, young or not. We are really unhealthy for all of us. Now, Monday through Tuesday, that relief is on the way. That's what we're tracking. Rain, hoping to clear that smoke for us, those hazy conditions. Now, that air quality right now, you can see that some of the region is not looking too bad. A lot of green and yellow east of us, but as we zoom in, just hazardous, very, very unhealthy conditions here at home. I hope that you are all staying safe out there. Just scary situations with these wildfires. That deep, dark purple burgundy color is the most hazardous we can get, and that bright purple surrounding the region, and that red, unhealthy, hazardous for all of us. Again, please stay inside as much as you can, no matter who you are. This is stretching all through the Cascades, down through the Palouse and Central Oregon. Now, that air quality alert again remaining in effect until further notice. Of course, that is worse at the center of those wildfires and more near those wildfires, reducing our time outdoors across the region at large. large. Setting that future cast into motion Sunday at 3 p.m. Now we are talking about Hurricane Hillary. That is down south of us, and that again is expected to touch land. But we're starting to see those showers down through California. Of course, scary for them, but we could see the effects of this actually help us out here in the inland northwest. By 3 a.m. on our Monday, this low pressure system staying intact, and that's going to hopefully bring us some rainfall that could help flush out that smoke and that haze as we get you into your Monday. By 7 p.m. northern Idaho, western Montana seeing those showers. That's going to continue into our Tuesday. Higher chance for us to see that rainfall across Spokane in the greater inland northwest on our Tuesday. By 4 p.m. still widespread showers through the northern mountains and the Palouse. Again, that's what we're really banking on to help us flush out all this smoke from the Gray Fire and the other two fires burning across our region. Now, those futurecasts for wind gusts show that we're still seeing winds pretty steady in the teen range, 13 miles per hour by Sunday around 12:30, getting you through the rest of the weekend, remaining in that moderate area for us. Not too bad, hoping the wind direction helps us. By 3:45 on our Monday, 19 miles per hour in Pullman, 12 in Moses Lake. So that's something that we're continuing to track as we get you into your Monday morning, hoping those winds can help the firefighters on the ground as we get through the rest of our weekend fighting those fires. Now, we still see that red flag warning in place for the Cascades. Relative humidity as low as 20%. That's expiring Sunday at 11 p.m. Now, be prepared and stay safe. If you do have to evacuate, make sure to keep all of these things in mind as you get through this very scary time for so many of us. Forecast highs tomorrow, 85 degrees in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, the low 90s in the LC Valley. And here's that 7-day forecast. Weather alert continuing through Monday for now. Hoping to see that relief on Tuesday. Temperatures and conditions returning hopefully to normal by the latter half of the week into next weekend. Stick around. We're back after this.
Well, we are sharing the good tonight. Boy, do we need it. Firefighters from all across the inland northwest sending a big thank you to everyone. Spokane Valley firefighters tweeting this note out.
The McDonald's crew from East Sprague Road made a large order of sandwiches, fries, and the fixins for those on the front line of the Oregon fire. Firefighters say without this community support, it would make battling fires much more tough.
That's the tough about this community is that everybody steps up in a time of need, and we saw that today when we were down at the Red Cross shelter.
We did, yeah. Everyone comes together here, and that's the greatest thing about the inland northwest. I do want to give you a final look at that air quality right now. Hazardous conditions. We're expecting this to remain until Sunday, so please stay inside, hoping to see that relief with some rain by Tuesday.
That would be nice. All right, thank you so much for joining us. We're back tomorrow night. Extended coverage tomorrow night as well.